Coach Allden, big season coming up for both the middle distance and the distance crew for the Gamecocks. Let's start on the men's side. In the middle distance group, Otis Jones, a three-time region qualifier. Now he's medaled at the SEC level with his bronze last year outdoors in the 800. He's back for his senior year, already a Carolina graduate, but he came back to accomplish big things on the track. He wants to go to nationals. He wants to win SECs, and I got to think both of those goals are well within his grasp this year.
Yeah, I think part of the Otis legend is before he came here, when we were recruiting him, he wrote us a letter about how he was going to be the school record holder and be a national qualifier and all those kinds of things. And he certainly lived up to that billing. We've still got a ways to go. We still haven't quite made it to the NCAA championship, so NCAA qualifying indoors and out is a big part of what he's going to try and accomplish this season. Obviously, we'd like to move up in the SEC, both indoors and outdoors. He's had an excellent fall of training, so I'm very excited to see what he does this year.
On the distance side for the men, I know Carson Strom graduated but elected to come back for his fourth year of track and field. He's a guy that made big strides last year, finds himself in the program top 10 in the 10K and the 5K as well. And he's a guy that continues to drop those times and continues to get closer to really making an impact at the conference level.
Yeah, sub-15 was a big step in the sub-15 minutes was a big step in the 5K for Carson last year, and making the all-time list in the 10K were certainly big accomplishments. Had a foot injury over the summer that we've had to work our way through, had some surgery, but his fall training has started to really come around the last couple of weeks, so I'm excited to see what he'll do indoors.
On the women's side, looking at middle distance runners, Aly Muller has been very close to making SEC finals each of the last 2 years. I think in 17 it was outdoors, and then last year she was the last non-finalist indoors in the mile, I believe it was. She's been very close to making a real impact at the conference level. Had another good cross-country season. She's back for her senior year, and not just an academic All-American, but she wants to do it on the track as well.
Yeah, she's had a solid cross-country season. She PR'd in the 5K, basically equaled her PR in the 6K. But I really think there's significant room for improvement still in both the mile and the 1,500 meters for her. Has a very heavy academic load with pharmacy, so I basically told her we're really just going to kind of focus on having fun this year with the mile and the 1,500, not really worry about running anything longer, because cross country is not in her future from here on out. So we're going to kind of let her play with that middle distance side. I think AK also will probably be somewhat of AK Stoddard will probably be somewhat of a contributor for us in the mile that we'll be looking at as well. Mariah Nasir is a freshman. I think he'll have a good chance of going sub-5. Kelsey Larkin had a great cross-country season for us. Haven't really heard anything from her on the track so far in her career, but ran top 5 for us in cross-country, and I think she'll have some fun with the mile this year as well.
And then stretching it out with the distance group, I know Heather Stone had a breakthrough cross-country season and should be a huge contributor in those distance events. And you also mentioned Anna Catherine Stoddard, who redshirted outdoors last season, but she's back to full fitness, and that kind of anchors a distance group. Colleen Openshaw as well, that made great improvements last season. Now she's a senior. That's a pretty good trio of what is a very deep distance squad on the women's side.
Yeah, it is, and I think we could have a number of people in the 16s in the 5K, which is exciting. I think Heather, finishing 40th in the SEC and 52nd in the regional, that bodes well for her being able to run well over both the 5 and 10 kilometer distances this year. So, very excited about that. As you pointed, Colleen had an excellent track season last year. Sarah Simmons Mcgrath, who ran number 4 for us all the way through cross country, I think is definitely an up-and-comer for us at the 5K distance. And probably on the freshman side, Kaylin Saylor, who ran number 6 for us all year, I think will do some nice things for us on the track in the 3 and 5K.
I know Sierra Bieber's an athlete coach that has made big improvements for you guys, was a key contributor last year in the 800 meters indoors and outdoors, and has really gotten better throughout the summer and really has a keen eye towards doing big things in 2019.
Yeah, Sierra really likes to compete. Her high school career, she had an excellent junior year and then got knocked out with an ACL tear her senior year. So last year as a freshman was really kind of a comeback year, getting back to the same point. I think she's ready to move on from that and do some good stuff, hopefully getting that 210, 212 range in the 800. got a real nice young 800-meter group. Maci Cavanaugh out of North Carolina has been looking pretty good in fall practice. Brianna Reckling, the same, has also been looking pretty strong in fall practice. So I think with those three and Aly Muller or maybe Mariah Nasir, we can have some fun with the relays, and really looking forward to that.